How should you build Carnival LR Wrathful Broly's hidden potential? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We are back for another Dokkan Battle video. In today's video, we are taking a look at the Transcendent Dokkan Campaign Part 2 LR TEQ Carnival Wrathful Broly and trying to figure out what might be his best hidden potential. After all, he is one of those units where there's actually one set way to do it, but there are some slight variations depending on the type of content you may want to use him for. So sit back, relax, and let's hop on in. So Broly is an Exploding Rage, category key for HP attack and defense, 220% lead. Not that that matters too much for his hidden potential, but I mean, looking at that team, you can already kind of see where you're going to be mostly using this guy. On his 18 key, he is raising attack infinitely, causing mega colossal damage to the enemy. So that is a 20% attack and defense raise. On his 12 key, same thing, 20% attack and defense raise, causing colossal damage to the enemy. On his passive skill, Terrifying Surge of Ki, he activates an entrance animation once only upon his entry turn, which he gets Ki for. Damage reduction rate 40% for 1 turn, and Ki 3 and damage reduction rate 30% for 3 turns. So 30% damage reduction after that first turn, which means 70% in total on turn 1. His basic effects has guards all attack and attack and defense 260%. For every attack performed, he gets Ki 1 up to 5, defense 50 up to 400%, and chance of performing a critical hit 20 up to 100%. For every attack received, he gets Ki 1 up to 5, attack 40% up to 300%, and launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack up to 4 times. For every super attack the enemy launches at the character, he gets 30% attack and defense, so essentially an extra stack. When receiving an unarmed super attack, he does nullify the attack and gains an extra 260% attack temporarily while countering with tremendous powers. That's a 400% multiplier there. So you can already tell based on what he's doing here the type of events he is designed for. He's designed as a long event character, which means that he is a stacker and you want to build him as such. We can see that through the hidden potential system, right? As a tech type, he naturally leans into critical hit, right? Getting a full 20 if you were to fully invest in him. But you don't want to do that. You actually want to go to the opposite and invest fully in additional attacks. So if you take a look here at our sample hidden potential build for Broly, my recommendation is to go full additionals with a 21 to 25 if you have both dupes open. Obviously at 55%, that's going to be more like that's going to be more like 5 to 10 depending on your equip skill orb, since he's not going to have any natural additionals. But if you have the dupes, fill in additional attack, and the reason for this is, of course, because you want to get as many of those extra stacks as you can on him, because the more he supers, the faster his defense is going to get up there. This is especially important for medium to short range fights, where you may not always have the opportunity to put him in slot 1 to receive those attacks first, right? Because typically short range fights have increased attacks compared to long range fights in the early phases. So you having additionals will help help him build up before he starts receiving a lot of those extra attacks to go slot 1 to start building up more. So additionals definitely going to help. Additionals also going to help in those long events for him to stack more and be able to deal big damage by the ends of those phases. We do know that he's going to have plenty of long events to play around in by the end of this celebration. The new red zone's looking to be pretty long events, and of course there is Festival of Battles and the boss rush stages. So additionals will help him do what he needs to do in most content. Now, he does not need critical hit, and since he has a natural critical hit, of course you'll just stick with his 5 and invest the rest into dodge. I really don't believe for this character you need to go any more dodge than the basic, other than crit, right? And I'm only saying put the dodge because the crit is there. Having the extra dodge for the random chance to proc, okay, it's not going to kill anything. You don't really want to have too much dodge because, again, through his passive, he needs to get those attacks in order for him to build up. And so if he dodges, right, he's not going to get built up. So you want to make sure he is actually getting hit. Okay, so again, the spread is 21 to 25, 6 and 5 for combo attack, dodge, and critical hit. Now, for his skill orbs, he does have some character-specific skill orbs for himself that are available through in-game missions. Really nice. Kind of like that they're doing this here instead of locking them behind a banner like they did for like Daima Vegeta. That was terrible. But now that they are available for missions, you can get them very easily for him. Now, if you are building your the best things is these are EX equips, so you can swap them out as you need. So for his bronze equip, I do recommend utilizing attack, as he is a long event character. The offense is going to benefit him more. Having 30%, having guard plus whatever his defense is going to be at, and he does stack defense pretty quick with that 400% multiplier on top of his stacking. So you don't really need the defense, the extra defense for his bronze. The offense is going to benefit him more in the longer events. For his silver, I recommend going with the additional and defense, if only because of what's available for his silver, right? It's going to benefit him more than the critical hits and the dodge silver equip. Now, it is only a level 2 skill orb, hence why between the gold and the silver, it actually only brings it up to 21. However, if you actually have some decent level 5 or level 6s, you can bring this up to 25 and beyond. And I do recommend you do that, but I base my hidden potential guides off of, what's freely available for his skill orbs, and this is what he's got. But obviously, if you have better, then use it and push him over the 25 mark. For his gold, I recommend using his either the same type attack boost, which is up to level 4, or the or the critical hits plus plus combo attack, right? Plus additional attack. Either one of those work. Again, the critical hit won't be doing anything for him, so I do recommend the same type of attack boost. This will allow him to deal more damage when he is type neutral or same type. So this is very, very helpful in a lot of fights where like that slight damage variance matters. So this is probably the best for him, and so that's what I'm recommending here. Again, obviously for both of your gold and your silver, if you have level 5s or above, then go with that. If not, just go with what is freely available, and these are the recommended equips. Now, if you want to try to fit a square peg into a round hole and utilize him in short fights where he's not going to work at his full potential or at his best, really, then I would recommend swapping this into a more defense-oriented build, meaning swap his equips to the defense for the bronze, the dodge plus defense, and then the dodge plus attribute defense. And that's just because, well, actually, for the silver, I would probably recommend keeping this one. Keeping the same one for the additionals. The additional attacks would still help him here. So, That would drop this down closer to like 15 to 18, which is still decent enough for additional for additional attacks. If you have any, if you're going to build him for short events, which again I don't recommend, but again, defense, and then if you have the skill orbs to do combo plus dodge, then I would recommend going that. Again, this is if you're going to build him for short events, which is not ideal, but you know, it's, you know, sometimes you might need this extra character to complete a mission for, you know, special battles. If they introduce more missions, or like the Hybrids Red Zone, if they introduce more missions, he could be helpful for that. So just throwing that out there, that a possibility, but I do recommend just focusing in on what he does best, and this hidden potential build would do that. So guys, that is it for the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and in the comments down below, tell us how would you build your LR Carnival Broly if you did pull them. And you know what, I'm curious, it is a double raids banner. I want to see how many guys actually pulled this guy. Let us know in the comments down below, and how many dupes did you pull? Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.